Welcome to my vessel of light. It's so good to have you here today. Before we begin, just pause for a moment and take a gentle breath, because the story I'm about to share with you, the story of Olivia, might resonate deeply with a part of you that's been feeling unseen, unnoticed, quietly carrying a heavy weight within. And if you recognize yourself in Olivia's quiet strength, her silent struggle, then know that this message was crafted especially for you. Olivia was always someone people admired from afar. Everyone called her reliable, calm, gentle. She had a kind of grace about her. She never complained, always had a reassuring smile, always ready to help, to hold things together, even when everything else was falling apart. And perhaps that's exactly why no one ever noticed how exhausted she really was. Olivia's exhaustion was not physical. It was deeper, heavier, invisible to others, yet so tangible to her. An exhaustion born from giving, endlessly, silently. Always being the listener, the shoulder to cry on. The one who never forgot important details, who stayed late to help, who quietly picked up the pieces others left behind. And yet no one ever saw the weight she carried, because Olivia never let it show, not because she was hiding it, but simply because she didn't know how to express it. How do you tell someone you're tired of caring, so deeply tired of feeling everything so intensely, especially when everyone seems to admire you precisely for that very strength? And so Olivia went on day after day, year after year, quietly holding it all in, feeling guilty if she even thought about expressing her own needs. Because somewhere along the way, she had learned to equate her worth with her usefulness, believing that being there for others was the only way to be valued, loved, accepted. But inside, something was slowly breaking, quietly fracturing, because even the strongest vessels have limits. And Olivia was nearing hers. The breaking point didn't happen dramatically. It didn't come with an explosion. There was no obvious crisis. It came quietly, subtly one evening when Olivia found herself sitting alone at home, completely drained, staring at her reflection in the darkened window. She barely recognized herself. Her eyes looked empty, tired, lost. And in that quiet moment of vulnerability, she finally asked herself a question she had been avoiding for years. What about me, who am I, beyond the help I give, beyond the care I provide? Who sees me when I have nothing left to offer? The question echoed softly within her heart, bringing tears she didn't expect, tears she had held back for far too long, because admitting the depth of her loneliness felt overwhelming, almost unbearable. But in those quiet tears, something shifted gently inside Olivia. It wasn't immediate relief, nor was it a magical healing. It was simply the beginning of awareness, a quiet recognition that she had forgotten herself, neglected her own heart, and for the first time in a long while, Olivia allowed herself to sit with that pain, to acknowledge it, to feel it fully, not running away from it, not numbing it, just quietly letting it speak to her. And as she did, a gentle truth emerged. She realized she didn't need permission to rest. She didn't need approval to acknowledge her own exhaustion, her own sadness, her own needs. She had every right to feel tired, to say no, to step back, to choose herself. And slowly, with tenderness, she began to practice something new, something unfamiliar: self-kindness. Olivia started saying no without apology. She allowed herself to rest, to take quiet walks alone, to let herself cry. When the heaviness returned, she began speaking, quietly yet firmly. When someone asked too much of her, saying gently, "I can't right now," and something remarkable happened. Gradually, people began to notice, not because she changed drastically, but because her presence was no longer defined solely by her usefulness. They noticed the quiet strength in her newfound boundaries, the courage in her gentle honesty, the softness in her willingness to show vulnerability. Olivia was surprised to find that she felt lighter, freer, stronger, not because she was caring less for others, but because she had finally learned to carry herself with the same tenderness and care she always gave away. And as she did, she discovered something beautiful. Something healing. True strength wasn't being endlessly strong for others. It was allowing herself to rest, to be human, to be seen not for what she could do, but simply for who she was. Imperfect, gentle, tired, beautifully real, and perhaps today. As you hear Olivia's story, you see a reflection of yourself. Maybe you too have quietly carried heavy things for far too long. Maybe you too have felt guilty for needing rest, for needing care, for simply being human. And if you feel seen right now, please hold this truth close. Your worth was never defined by how much you carry, how much you give, how much you silently endure. You have always mattered, just as you are tired, gentle human worthy of rest, worthy of being seen today. My friend, let this gentle message sink deeply into your soul. It's okay to say you're tired. It's okay to choose rest, to say no, to be gentle with yourself, because you deserve to hold yourself with tenderness, just as you hold everyone else. If this story resonated deeply within your heart, if you saw yourself clearly within Olivia's gentle struggle, then please let your voice be heard. Leave a gentle comment below. Let me know you're here. Softly like this video. And if you haven't yet, I warmly invite you to subscribe to my Vessel of Light, a place created especially for you because you are deeply loved, gently seen, beautifully human, and your existence, my dear friend, does not need anyone's permission.